bro, you're my buddy. If you die, I'll go insane, man. Come on, let's start going to the neighborhood. And by this time, we were living in Rialto. My dad rented a house out there, or bought it, I'm not sure, so that we can get away from guys. So when I got out of jail, we can have, we can be as far away from LA as we can. So we're out there, and I tell him, look, he goes, let's go to church. I tell him, no, come on, man, church. I just got out of jail, only, drugs, highness, you know what I'm saying? Come on, church. Come on, David, just go, man. Come on, do me that favor. I'm the bottle, he tells me. I said, all right, then we'll go to church. But you know what? First, let's do this. I told him, let's go to the neighborhood, and then we'll go. All right, cool. So he goes to the neighborhood with me, and that day we were supposed to go out with some girls. The girls were in the car, and we got on the car. We started driving off, and he tells me, hey, dog, I forgot my poncho back at the not a poncho, a sarape. You know what a sarape is, right? You kind of look like a blanket with a hole on it. So he says, hey, I forgot it back over there. Can you guys, let's go back and grab it. So we drive back. And by this time, I'm driving, and I'm young, so I'm just messing with the car, making little, S's and those things, and, we're laughing and everything. And I pass the street where we're supposed to go. We end up at another street, and I made a right, and here comes a white Regal, and they kind of step right in front of us like this. I'm looking inside the car, they're looking inside our car, and then I hear, hey, that's so-and-so. The guy recognized who I was when I was busted with him. So when I said that, my homeboy says, take off. So I pressed on the gas, and I was trying to take off, but the wheels were just spinning, just causing a lot of smoke. And when I was trying to take off, they just loaded on us with a 30-30 rifle and a 9mm. And I remember as I was going, I can feel the glass hit me in the back of the head, and I'm trying to get away. And for some reason, I didn't hear my homeboy saying, take off anymore. I looked back. He was shot twice in the head. Hollow points. One blew up inside, and literally his brain was coming out of that hole that he had in his forehead. I started panicking. No! And this is what I was saying. No! How dare you! That's what I was saying. I took him to the neighborhood. I got off. My brother Angel was there waiting. And when I told my brother, hey, they shot him. My brother jumped in the car. My brother didn't realize what was going on. He literally started to get my homeboy's brain and try to stuff it back into his head. That point on, it was on with God. Because my thing was, okay, God, He tried to reach me to you. That was my best friend, and you took him from me. Fine, no problem. From that point on, my life went down. I had no respect for God. There was a few times that when Victory Irish people would come, we would jump them. Hey, get out of here, you rankers. And we would jump them. And my heart just turned even worse, and it got worse and worse towards the Lord. And I remember once my dad, and this is, now I'm going to share a little bit about my dad. My dad backslid to kick it with us. But my dad came to his senses again, and he tried to take me to church. I probably my dad would remember this. We're setting up there, and I'm, we have this room, we call it the homie room. It was all tagged up, man. And my dad goes up, and he's trying to take me to church, and I told my dad, I ain't going to church. And he told me, no, you're going to go to church. And we started getting, crazy. He started getting crazy. So I'm like, Dad, this is me. This is my gang. And I said, don't you ever diss my gang. And we started throwing down. Well, my dad, he's stronger than me. I was just a little skinny little guy. And then he grabs me and he tells me, stop. You're my son. What are you doing? What's going on? You're my son. I told him, I don't want to hear it no more. And I remember I told my dad, just get out of here, man. That's enough. And my dad took off. I can care less what my dad thought around that time. My mom, she was still sick. My brothers, we were heavily into the gangs. And it got to the point where I just did not care. Well, God started speaking to me another time playing Russian roulette. I mean, that's a stupid game to play, of course. But see, I'm not that stupid. What happened was I put the gun down. Without me noticing, my brother-in-law picks up the gun and puts all the bullets back down after I took them all off. So in my mind, I had the gun thinking that all the bullets were gone, right? My homeboy didn't tell me when he put them back on, so I grabbed the gun, I put the gun in my head, and I'm trying to pull the trigger. I say, hey, watch out, homie, and I'm pulling the trigger, and nothing's happening, right? And then everything happened in slow motion. When I was trying to pull it out, I remember going like, oh, man, it's stinging. And then I looked up, my homie goes, no! And I said, yeah, boom! That thing went off. But by the grace of God, he hit my hand. The gun went up and it shot through the thing. But I fell to the ground because the noise was so loud. And I just blacked out. You know what I'm talking about? It's all black, and I'm on the ground. I'm saying, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. And I jumped up and I said, I'm not dead. But I was shaking like, oh, Lord, you know. But I remember God telling me, you could have been dead. And I'm thinking to myself, I could have been in hell. I could have been in hell. For 2 or 3 weeks, that's all I kept thinking. I could have been in hell. I could have been in hell. I could have been in hell. But, like everything else, I just kept ignoring it. Kept ignoring it. My anger began to grow, and please, I'm going to share little detail on this. In respect to my dad and to my brother. There was a rumor that my mom was raped by my own homeboys. We really don't know what really happened. She was checked by doctors, and they said she was okay. I shared with my dad for the first time because my mom was sick. She got in an argument at home, and she went and she was outside. Based on what I heard, she wanted to look for me and my brothers who were in the gangs. And when she went out with my 2 little brothers and sister, she was picked up. The other day, my brother and my other little brother, they talked for the first time. And my little brother said, oh, so that's what happened. I remember. And they started crying. And I told my dad yesterday, Dad, do you remember that? And he said, like, yeah, I remember. And my dad started sharing with me. And then, but the thing is, and I told my dad, look, Dad, I don't know what's happened. All I got to tell you is, you know what, man, I just want to share this with you, you know, you mind if I share it, you know? And he's like, yeah, but just, Trujillo, you know, be careful, you know, don't share too much. So that's as far as I want to go, but I'll tell you this. I remember hearing that, and my heart got even worse towards God. My mom is sick. There's this rumor. My little brother remembers. He was there. See what I'm saying, guys? All this is building up inside. To top it off, I had another friend that got killed. See, I got so many stories, man. This guy is the final straw. He's standing in front of me, asking for a cigarette. A car drives by, they start shooting. He gets hit in the heart. My other brother, who right now, pray for him. He's in prison, doing 25 years of life. He's a believer. He got saved in there. Now he's a minister. He's a theologian, actually. But we're praying that God will give him grace and let him out. He's been in there since he was 16. He's 27 right now. But, you know, my brother got shot on his leg. My other friend, who goes to our church now, got hit in the top. But my other friend named Tony, my dad knew all these guys. He got shot in the heart. I remember him standing there, and he tells me, Dave, look at my back. Something's burning. I pulled the shirt back, and there was a little bullet who got shot with a .22, which is the most dangerous bullet out there because it travels in the body. Ends up that bullet ended up tearing one of his main arteries from his heart, and he was bleeding to death inside. And I remember he fell to the ground, and I had him. I looked at him, and I told him, "Hey, doggy, you're right. No, dude, I think I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die." And I told him, "You're not gonna die." He was 17. "You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die, homie. You're from this barrio. You don't die. We about to, you know, the whole stupid thing." And I'm over here slapping him. "You're not gonna die." And he told me, I don't want to die. I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell." And he dies. His eyes roll back, and I remember looking at him saying, got up, and I remember saying something stupid like this: "Better him than me." But those are the things that started building this anger. Seeing my mom sick, you know, thinking my dad didn't care. You know, my brothers, you know, also into drugs and gas. I mean, it was just ugly. So finally, I mean, and I can sit here and give you guys so many stories, but what happened is we moved to Chino, to Ontario, right? We were in Ontario. And my brother Angel,